It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and it's another week where we have a ton of movies that I have not seen. So I can't really go into full details on the reviews for these movies because I have not seen most of these movies. So I'm only going to be able to judge from the trailers. So with that said, let's get right to it. Let's start with we got 5 movies to look at. Let's start with the first movie that we have here, and that is the sequel to Class of 1984, Class of 1999. The same director that did Class of 1984, Mark Lester, actually directed this movie. He also did movies like Firestarter, the original Firestarter, Commando. He also did Armed and Dangerous with I think it's no, John Candy. I was about to say Richard Pryor. But, yeah, like I said, I haven't seen this movie. I haven't seen the original Class of 1984. But, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, really, it is just kind of like a cool concept. Kind of reminds me of an early version of The Faculty, that movie that Robert Rodriguez made in the 90s with the teachers from outer space who were actually the teachers who were aliens from outer space in disguise. Kind of gave me a feeling of that movie. So I mean, this could potentially be some fun. It doesn't really look like anything that's outside of what I usually expect to see from a sci-fi action thriller like this. So I don't know, it could be something to watch one day, but like I said, I can't really go into too much detail on this particular film because I haven't seen it, so let's go ahead and move on to the next movie. Well, on the one hand, there's certainly some stuff in here that could be considered very topical, especially considering today's news and how that's played out. But on the other hand, though, this looks like a type of movie that it feels like another one of those movies that was blown up for television, like it was originally intended to be something to be seen as the NBC movie of the week, but because they have a cast that includes Amy Irving, Andy Garcia, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Robert Duvall, I guess they thought it was good enough for the big screen, but I don't know. I haven't heard too many good things about this one, so I can't really comment on it, but I mean, like I said, it looks like a movie that's gonna be primarily a movie that looks like something made for television, blown up for the big screen. Unless it really has more of a critical reception that I'm seeing on here, because I couldn't find any decent reviews for this one, and nothing about the movie really stuck out for me. So, judging from that trailer, I mean. So, yeah, that's a show of force, and now on to the next movie. Now, this definitely looks like a movie I could get behind. A movie that knows what it is. It's a trauma movie, so it's obviously gonna be a little bit over the top, but it looks like a legitimately good horror movie. I mean, this is directed by James Bond III, but it has a cast that includes Kadeem Hardison, Bill Nunn, Samuel L. Jackson, and I mean, it looks like it could be pretty good. Like usually I don't usually. The last couple of horror movies I've looked at on here look kind of generic. They look kind of forced. Don't really look like they have too much to them. But this movie looks like it at least has some kind of fun aspects to it that could make it enjoyable, even in a cultish, campy way. Which it's Troma Entertainment, so I kind of expect that. But this is the first movie of the 5 that we have here that actually looks pretty promising for me. So I might check it out one day. I might check it out for Halloween. So yeah, Death by Temptation looks like a lot of fun. So on to the next movie. Interestingly enough, this is only the 4th movie to tackle the AIDS virus. We've had 2 movies in '85 on both NBC and ABC, which were the first 2 movies to tackle the AIDS issue, and then we had Party Glances in '86, which was the first theatrical release, but it was also the feature film debut for Steve Buscemi. And then we have this movie here, Longtime Companion, and it looks like they're tackling the issue on a very serious note, and they're also doing it with a good mix of dramatic moments and comedic moments. These actors seem reasonably realistic. Like, you wouldn't believe that. Like, they're not they're thankfully not the typical stereotype gay character, but it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of tackling this issue in a way that it doesn't feel like it's manipulative. It doesn't feel like it's forced. It doesn't feel like it's overpowering what the intention of the movie is. It looks like it's a legitimately decently made movie, and it might be one I might be interested in checking out. But got a pretty decent cast to it. Bruce Davison, Dermot Mulroney, Patrick Cassidy, Mary Louise Parker, Campbell Scott. Great cast involved here. This director is Norman Renee, and I'm not too sure what else he did. Actually, this was his first movie, because he would later go on and do Prelude to a Kiss, starring Alec Baldwin and Meg Ryan. But I mean, yeah, this movie looks like it's a well-made movie. It looks like a movie that could be very good, and it might be something I might definitely check out one day. It looks like it could be a very well-made film. It looks like it's a very well-made film. That's my quick thoughts on that one. Longtime companion. So, on to the last movie, and that is Pathfinder. Not the Carl Urban Pathfinder, but a different Pathfinder. Going back to the Carl Urban Pathfinder, apparently that's a remake of this movie, but loosely based, which basically means they probably took the name, they probably took the same kind of concepts from the original movie and put it into this movie, and they just made their own movie. Because this movie, I wouldn't have even compared it to the original Pathfinder until the new Pathfinder, until I read about this on here. But I mean, it looks like it could be a pretty decent movie. It's an Oscar nominee for Best Foreign Film. It was released originally in '87, and I don't know if Box Office Mojo misplaced the release date here or what, but it says it was released in '89, but on the Box Office Mojo page, it came out this particular weekend in theaters. So I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, the movie looks kind of decent. I mean, most of that trailer you saw was just action going on. So I don't know about the story. I don't know about how good the characters could be. But I mean, it could be good. It could be decent, and it can't be any worse than what the 2007 movie was like. So yeah, that's Pathfinder. And with that said, that's going to wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next time around, 2 movies coming our way with some pretty big stars. We got Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn in Burn on a Wire from John Badham. And we also have Robin Williams in the comedy Cadillac Man. So we're edging closer and closer to the summer movie season. And after that, we get into Memorial Day weekend. That's when it usually starts. So we'll definitely delve into those as we head into tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you want to see more videos like this, check out the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another new episode. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, take care.